What's going on, man? It's the Grind Club, and we back pushing the agenda. Today we got a special episode. We got a special guest, first female on the Grind Club, Miss Vida Michelle.
Hey y'all.
What's
It's
up?
an
What's up?
honor to be the first female.
And listen, I said, yeah, she gone. She got to be the first one, man.
I appreciate it.
Just because you home team,
Yeah.
and I've been seeing you grinding for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So just a little bit about yourself. Tell us how you started, as far as the divine and all that.
Okay. Divine 26, I actually registered the business 2 years before I actually launched.
Okay.
I wasn't for sure exactly what I want to do as far as like did I want to do kids clothes, adult clothes, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just set on it for 2 years. And then I just decided to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2016.
Yeah.
Actually, just like was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. If it worked, it worked. And it started off as the clothing, and from the clothing, I started.
Yeah, you was on me cut you up. You was like one of the first ones I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? Even in that whole clothing area and the whole boutique thing. And, I was sitting back watching. I'm like, huh. I was seeing the shirts and all that. You know what I'm saying? The women work harder, all that. So I just thought it was dope all together.
Yeah, so there were other people, which is why it selling clothing, around here, which is why I kind of set on it because I didn't want to, blend with everybody else.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always took my own photos. That's why, I changed the scenery and the backgrounds, that kind of thing. And I just wanted to give my customers an experience.
Yeah.
I didn't just want to be selling clothes. Now, granted, I did sell clothes out my trunk and all of that, but I still gave them an
That's
experience.
The footwork,
Yeah. So I still gave them an experience because I came with the custom design T-shirts, the Women Hustle Hider or the Black Women in Power or, whatever might be going on, Lady Hustler. That's what I really started with, Lady Hustler.
Okay.
And then I went to the Women Hustle Harder, and Women Hustle Harder is what I actually have copyrighted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I just wanted to give my customers experience. And with that experience, it went from, selling clothes to I had fashion shows. I had the business expos, which gave other businesses an opportunity to display their passion. Because I always said, if you start a business, it must be your passion.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
you get into it for the money. I see it happen every day. Somebody maybe even see you doing something, you know what I'm saying? They like, damn, start counting your pockets, you know what I'm saying? So they like, I can do that too. They get in for a week, next thing you know, they fell off, you know what I mean? Because you gotta have that passion behind anything you're doing,
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, and so from the Passion Expos, I started working with small businesses because they were coming into the expos as new entrepreneurs. So I was showing them how to, register the EINs, get their LLCs, and how to who to go to get logos, who to go to get their tablecloths. And so I kind of became this business consultant.
That's crazy.
And so then I started.
And you were still trying to get your
I mean, that's the divineness of it all.
Yeah.
But I started doing that, and then I started networking with some people from the city and working with Oakland County, Small Business Saturday. And from there, I started doing the rental hall. The rental hall was by accident. I got the building to sell clothing. To sell clothing. But that space was known for rentals. And so while I was waiting on signage and everything, and so people started renting. I'm just like, you know what? It's selling itself. I'm going to just sell clothes in between. And so that's what happened. And I thank God that it happened that way because the owner actually sold the property. So I ended up having to leave because he sold the property.
How long were you there?
2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm glad that I didn't set a foundation for the clothing and then had to move it or leave. You know what I mean? So it worked out. Yeah. It was a blessing in disguise,
You ain't skipping no steps on your grind, though. You know what I'm saying? And you pulling the trigger, too.
Yeah.
That's one thing I said about you. I said she going to pull that trigger. She don't, you know what I mean? If it makes sense, she gonna do it.
Oh,
that's
for
just
sure.
Me watching from afar. You know what I'm saying?
And then back to 2008, I was doing parties with my daughter's father, and that's and that carried on throughout my life. Like I'm still doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it all comes together. So Divine 26. I've always said from the very beginning, even when I was only selling clothes, that the clothing was the foundation.
Exactly.
And as you can see over the years, the foundation has there's layers to it. There's Divine 26 events. There's Divine 26 fashion. I was selling hair because my customers was like, well, where you get your hair from or who did your hair? And it's like, I can make this a one-stop shop.
Man, what? Listen, I'm trying to tell you. It's no limit to this, man. Like, once you get going, bro, like, especially like when you got that drive, you know what I'm saying? The idea is gonna click, 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 click. You know what I'm saying? And it happened for a lot of people, but the difference between a lot of people is, you know, you don't sit on those ideas because you never know which one gonna pop. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said with the rental hall. What if you would have been like, nah? You know what I'm saying?
I would have missed out on a bunch of money, you know? Sure. So, yeah. Sure. A lot of people might look at what I do because I'm in so many different lanes that I'm lane hopping, but really I'm figuring out what it is I want to do. I mean, if you look at entrepreneurs and millionaires, if something don't work, they're moving on or they're pivoting or trying to, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So,
and I speak from experience because I do the same thing. Like, I got people, you know what I'm saying, a couple of my people like, yeah, you doing this, now you doing this. Yeah, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up and, you know, God put it on your mind, you got to put it on the flow. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't give you that vision for no reason or that thought or that idea for no reason.
It's like I tell people with the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know the first thing about doing the podcast, but I was riding one day. It came across me. I was like, we about to try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of stuff has came to me in the middle of the night in my sleep, and it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. Yeah. Like I wanted to bartend, like I started bartending at Lil Days. You know how long ago that was? Oh, shit. Yes. Yeah. So that was my first time bartending, and then after that, I was at Four Brothers for a little bit waitressing, but then I just kind of let it go. But it was always in me. Like I would, you know, host stuff at my house and I'm mixing up drinks and bartending for my friends. But I got my bartending license or certification like 2 years ago. Okay. Started bartending in downtown Detroit. And from there, opportunity came in Pontiac where I was the bar manager of a restaurant and a bar. Shit. Like, how the hell do that happen? And I just started bartending for real, damn near a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Like, but doing that, and I'm no longer there. I resigned, but I'm no longer there. But I realized in doing that, I know my worth. I know what I can do. Yes. I know my influence. You know, the city trusted that place, even though it had its riffraff, because they seen I was a part of it. Exactly. You know what I mean? And so I see my influence. It's like, you know what?
When you gonna wake up and be like,
I'm that. Yes. But you gotta start stepping like this. Yeah. But sometimes it takes, you know, you to be in certain seasons or certain situations for you to realize what it is that you're doing. Like I did business consulting, but that was with, you know, new entrepreneurs. This is a whole restaurant and bar. You know what I mean? Like I was able to see my influence, and that was like an eye opener for me. And then I also act.
We gonna get there. No, we was coming in.
Yeah.
But then like what you did, right? Like look at everything you did so far. From, you know, starting back with the clothes and all that. Like you done made yourself so valuable in the world where, you know what I'm saying? The more you know, the more valuable you is. You know what I'm saying? So that right there alone gonna take you far. You always gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Because if this don't work, if acting don't work, I can go bartend. You know what I'm saying? Like if bartending don't work, I can go act. Like and you opening doors. You know what I'm saying? You connecting with the right people. So we gonna get to the act.
Yeah, it's a blessing. Cause like I said, everything kind of works together. Even the acting. That was an opportunity came for me because I was well known in Pontiac from the clothing and all the stuff I was doing. So they like, I need some Pontiac people to be a part of my film. Shout out to Brandon Lee. Okay. And so from there, he like, it's not a speaking role. You just, you know, come.
I remember, what was that? What was the movie?
Quick Money.
Okay, okay.
Roast Fit in it too.
Okay.
So
Roast Fit was just up here. That's we brought you up.
So we did that film, and when the camera started rolling, I'm like, it was just natural. It was never a dream of mine. It was never like, oh, I want to be on TV. That has never been a thought of mine because I'm always like the person, like I get stuff done and I do stuff and I'll take some pictures, but I'm never really on the phone. You'll never see me like on a mic or none of that. I'm an organizer.
I told Ro that too. Like, you know, I might need to act real quick. You know, I might need to turn the camera on.
When that came, it just clicked and I started taking those acting classes and it's just been like everything comes together. I've provided clothing to films, like even that film, and I've been paid to have my clothing, like just
you working with some of the biggest names right now as far as
and
Detroit
that's a
goes.
blessing too, because not everybody who gets into independent films start off with DR2 and Kamal Smith and Moolah Films. Like I'm working with the major people in the city of Detroit, the independent film industry. Like that doesn't happen for everybody, so I don't take it lightly.
When you sit by yourself and you think about that, I know you'd be like, damn, I'm really
humble.
doing this. Yeah.
It's humbling.
Like damn. Like when Quick Money was first about to drop, and I think you had like shared like a preview or something like that on Facebook. I know she ain't in here acting. Then when it came out, I'm trying to hurry up and find your part. I said, yeah, she on that. She on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being in the background and watching, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing how you blossom, you know what I'm saying? That's dope. You know, especially being a woman, you know what I'm saying? You don't really see it a lot.
Yeah. That's my brand. Women hustle harder. It's just like, if I don't do it, I don't got nobody saying, here go 100,000 invest in this business. I gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? Now, granted, it'll be a blessing, but I ain't accepting it from anybody either.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, because it's definitely gonna be something tied to it.
Yeah. So I'm just in grind mode right now. I'm still figuring out. A lot of people feel like I got it figured out, but I'm still figuring it out. Because really, all of this is a part of my purpose.
Exactly.
It's a foundation, layer after layer after layer, and from every one of those layers, I take something and use it for the next one.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff I learned from managing my own business, I took when I was managing a bar. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff from acting. I use a lot of my life experiences when I'm acting. You know what I mean? So it all comes together.
And it helps too when you know how to conduct yourself in certain rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people probably be a little shaky or something like that when they get around the people. When you just walk into that room, you turn into a dog. They're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You gonna stand out like a sore thumb.
Well, I've always been that person that felt like I don't care who you are in life or how much money you have, you are still just a human, just like I am. Now, granted, I can benefit from you just like you could benefit from me, but I don't ever put nobody all the way up here because we all human.
Exactly.
And like I said, if we're connected, you're going to benefit from me just like I'm going to benefit from you, regardless of status or how much money you have or how farther in life you are, whatever.
Yeah.
I know that I'm beneficial just like you are. And so I had that same respect for people that are coming up or behind me too. Yeah. I treat everybody the same. I treat everybody with respect. So
That's dope. Hell yeah. So as far as like acting, like when you was doing Quick Money or whatever, was there any like uncomfortable like situations that you had got put in, or like like say it was time for you to do your line or something like that? Did you freeze up, or like was you nervous, or you was just like it's on?
Quick Money was easy because I didn't really have too many lines. And like I said, when that camera and they said action, like my mannerisms and everything just kind of it just was natural.
Yeah. Okay.
But I hate auditioning.
Okay.
So it wasn't a bad Quick Money experience. It was the auditioning. So after Quick Money, I started taking classes. But I still don't like auditioning.
What was that? What's the process as far as audition? How does that?
So a lot of them you have to have a monologue. That is something that from another film or something that someone wrote and you act it out. And that's something that you use in all your auditions.
Oh, okay.
But it's just being at a table with multiple people. It psychs me out for whatever reason. Yeah. So I'm taking classes and I'm still taking classes to work on that. But a lot of my roles, I've had to go to like 101 auditions or I send in a self-tape. So it's a little different. Or just networking. Hey, V, I got this role. I think it'll be good for you. Can you audition for it?
Okay.
So that the whole sitting at the table when they have these big auditions, I hate them.
So y'all got to sit at the table and you got like a lot of people just around you, just judging you basically.
So you're standing in front of these people.
Just like you be seeing
auditioning. Yeah. So I'm gonna conquer that. That's my goal for 2024. Conquering those auditions.
Just keep going.
Because when that camera hit, or we at the table read where we're just going over the lines together, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, for sure.
And when that camera on, I'm doing it. Like I'm gonna satisfy the director.
So how many movies are you in right now?
Ooh, look.
said,
Let
ooh,
me get my resume.
Hey, hey.
Shoot, I was just working on it too. Let me tell you. Because I just finished up a film last week for Moolah Films.
Okay.
Take Me to Dinner,
Okay.
and so I had to add that to my resume. So I just had it up. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 films, and then I got like 4 films or series that I was an extra in. So you'll just briefly see my face. And I just started, my first time being on set was 2022, July of 22. And that movie dropped December 22. So yeah, I've been grinding ever since.
Yeah, you've been going crazy like that. 22. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just now January 2024. Yeah, so that's a blessing. I don't take it lightly. That's why I take it so serious. It's just like God didn't allow me to have this opportunity for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Brandon didn't call me for no reason.
Exactly.
The idea or the vision didn't click when they said action for no reason. You know what I mean? Ro wasn't on that set with me, and we had no idea that we were going to be on set together until we were on set.
That's crazy.
And then he like, you need to take this class, or let's take this class together.
That's what he was saying too. Like he was referring. I was talking to him. He was like, "Yeah, y'all take the class, so you might see me in the acting class very soon."
Take them, and that's if you want to get into acting, I tell everybody, take the acting classes. You are face to face with the major directors, producers, the ADs. Like they have them come to their classes because they all kind of work together. So when they do the small little audition in the class, they're watching you act.
Oh, okay.
So they're getting their next,
That's what he was saying too. Like they always looking for new faces. You know what I'm saying?
New faces means that they're not paying as much. You know, the more you act, the more movies and stuff you're in, your price goes up.
Yeah, but you got to start from somewhere.
Yeah. So they always looking for new faces. And then if you look at a lot of the independent films, a lot of times you see the same people. So they wanna, it matters when you have a new fresh face.
Building their rep up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's time for me to go ahead.
I don't see why not. I get DMs and stuff all the time when I be posting like the audition stuff. Do it, go. Yeah, and you can even start being an extra because you don't need anything but a picture of yourself and when you send it to their email. And if you fit the look that they need for the extras, like say they got a party scene or they need people in a hospital scene or in a church scene, like you can get on set. You can just get on set and get the feel, learn the lingo, what things mean and how they move around. So when you do get on set, you ain't like, oh my God, I'm new to all this. What does this mean? Yeah. That's how I was on Quick Money. I'm just sitting there like, I didn't know when to move or because it's like, it was all new to me. But if you start going to these sets when they need extras, then you kind of learning the lingo and everything prior to, you having a major role or a lead role or supporting role. So you kind of, and acting classes helps with that too.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you got them little jitters, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get that up out of there with that.
Yeah.
So you got 6 that's out right now?
No, some of them have not been released.
Okay. Yeah. Out of ones that's released, what's your favorite one? What would you say?
The ones that were released. I would say The Wrong One because that was my first lead role.
You was the friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I killed that role. Looking back at it, there's some stuff I'm like, oh, I should have did this, or I should have did that differently. But I really embodied that character. Delicia was like my baby. Like Quick Money was like my eye opener. I didn't have any no lines though. Okay. So, not many lines. I think I had like one liner in there at the end of the film. But, but yeah, Delicia, she
That was wild. Yeah. That was dope. Yeah. And you could tell you was comfortable too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kamal Smith helped a lot with that. I took his class and then I went to his audition. And then I got the role from that audition. So Kamal Smith, his class is a really good class to take because he likes to hire new talent from the people who invest in themselves and are taking his classes.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying too.
Yeah, and that's how I got with Moolah Films too. I took their class.
People gonna say if you're serious.
Yeah. And then they seeing you hands on. They seeing you so it's good to invest in those classes. They come across a lot
of people too. Like you might think you want to act, but then when they get in there, they lazy and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's an investment. It's worth the investment.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
Get in there.
I'm gonna do it. You ain't gotta worry about it. I'm gonna be in that thing. Tell me what I gotta do. I'm gonna show up.
I just told you.
No, I'm saying whatever the party is, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So as far as that, You think acting is your thing now, or like what you looking? Where you looking to
So
go from here?
I've always said that I was going to write a book about my life because if you know me personally, you know I got a story. Like I've
Yeah.
endured a lot in my life. And so it's like I always said I was always going to write a book about my life. I wanted to inspire people who went through some of the same things I went through, mainly teenagers and kids.
Okay.
But I think that we are becoming a visual world, and so I feel like my story's gonna be told through film.
Yeah.
So right now I'm putting in the footwork and the groundwork, acting, but I'm also gonna end up writing because my story is gonna be told through film.
You will have that'll be a hard movie. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, it's gonna have to be multiple movies. There's multiple stories to be
Yeah,
told.
that's what I'm saying. Like you down there make a motherfucking whole season to your shit.
Yeah,
You know
there's definitely a story to be told, and it's a story to be told to inspire. I want to tell it from a healed place, not I'm still mad at my mom, or I'm still mad at my grandmother, I'm still mad at my sister, my daddy, or my cousins, or this happened or that. No, I want to tell it from a healed point of view because I want to inspire, not make people just I guess identify with it, but I also want them to kind of heal in the process.
That's the problem that a lot of people have. They probably don't know how to heal. So when you bringing that story from a healed place, it's kind of gonna help them understand it too. Here,
yeah. I want to inspire, so I want to tell it from a healed point of view.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So as far as like it's like you said before, people, probably a lot of women that's watching you, and probably wondering like, how does she do this and how that, how did she get here? If you had to like just give somebody some advice that, people that it's probably somebody that want to reach out to you, you know what I'm saying? What would you tell them as far as like, as far as how to stay strong and keep going and, just staying dedicated to their grind?
I myself personally am not strong without God. I pray heavily. And there's been times when I've been in church heavy, and then I kind of, whatever, but my relationship with God has always been there. That relationship with God carries me through, them times when I feel like I can't get up, I say a prayer and somehow the strength comes. Yeah. I know I don't feel like doing something, or I gotta be somewhere, and whatever, bad weather, whatever, I'm praying. Like, it's
we
just
all had them days too.
Yeah, it's a God thing with me because he carried me through even when I didn't even really know who he was. And that's just me thinking about me as a kid. I was praying and had never even been to church from what I could remember. You know what I mean? And so yeah. So it's your faith in God, your relationship with God. That's what carries me through. That's what carries my daughter through. That's what carries my family through, because I'm praying for them and I got an auntie that prays for me. And so, it just, it's an ongoing thing. But and you gotta stay true to yourself. Yeah. You may not always know what it is that you want to do, but you gotta always put that foot forward. Yeah, because you may not know where you're going, but you're going. If you stand still, you're not accomplishing anything. Exactly. And granted, some things have came to me, but they came to me because I was moving. They seen me going. They seen me moving around. Yeah, you gotta get a universe something to work off. Yeah. So my faith in God. It's my faith in God. And you just gotta always put that foot forward. You got to always be moving. You cannot be stagnant. There were times when I felt like I was being stagnant, and then as soon as I got to moving, stuff started flowing again. And again, slow motion is better than no motion.
I'm trying to tell you, slow grind better than no grind. I say it all the time, man, because I really live it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's just like you said, it's being consistent. You know what I'm saying? And God, gotta always put God first, man. And I see you touched on being a mom. Like, how's that balance? As far as like everything you're doing, and then still, being there for your daughter and all that. Like, how are you able to still do that?
I'm one of those kids who didn't, I wasn't able to do a lot of sports because my grandmother didn't want to have to pick me up. Okay. You know what I mean? And she had raised their kids, and and so I didn't want to feel like I was a burden. Okay. And so I didn't do a lot of after school activities or whatever. So I make sure that my daughter is active. Even when she, don't want to be, how kids get. Yeah. They don't really know what they want to do. But I make myself present. I make myself available. Even when I'm not there, I got somebody else there. Or, you know what I mean? I just make myself present. If I can't be on a cheer trip, I'm calling, texting her, have a good performance. Yeah. I'm still active even if I'm not physically there. That counts. And then my daughter, was a part of this. You know, she's getting older now, so she's kind of doing her own thing. But, you know, my daughter would be in front of her classroom saying Shop Divine 26. You know what I mean? So my daughter was a part of my inspiration. You know what I mean? She's watching me.
Yeah, she got a great role model too.
Yeah, so she's watching me. And she's been there through my ups and downs. You know, I didn't have some hiccups and some mistakes, but I have conversations with her. Like,
she grew up with
you. So I had her when I was 19. So and now she's 16. And she hasn't done or went through half the stuff that I did growing up. And so that's a testament to, you know, my relationship with God, and, you know, just me making sacrifices to make sure she didn't have to experience a lot of those things that I experienced.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, like I said, I salute you, man. I've been watching you for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Continue to keep grinding, continue to keep inspiring. You know, you inspiring me, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I want to try to see how I can put it. Just never stop grinding, basically, in so many words. You know what I'm saying?
Listen here.
Just never stop grinding.
My bank account been at zero, and I was still grinding, trying to figure out stuff. The months with zero sales.
About it.
Yeah, but people will never know, and that is what people have to understand. Everything that looks great and amazing and looks like everybody has ups and downs. Bank accounts go up and down, especially when you're investing in an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like, you making investments.
You might not see no return on that.
You hear me? Or you might just lose.
Yeah. And so, now I can't even count the losses.
You hear me?
But
if I stay here and told you the losses I've had in the last year, you would look at me like, damn, how you sitting here with this inspiration? And you know what I mean? It's just not time for me to tell that story.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm a firm believer on, you know, timing is everything. So, but yeah. I think that a lot of times the discouragement comes when things aren't going the way we want them to go. But there's a process for everything.
Yeah. And then, like, when you think about it, like, anything that you've been through, whether it be me, you, anybody, it was never a time where it, like, did not work out. You know, it might not have worked out the next day, or, you know what I'm saying, but it never went all the way left.
My favorite Bible verse is Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those who love God. So that's the good, bad, ugly, whatever. It's going to always work for my good. Yeah. So I might be feeling down in the dumps right now. I might feel like my life is over, but it's working for my good some way, somehow. And I can name a million ways how negative things have worked for my good. So sometimes God just be protecting us. And then sometimes we be holding on to people, things, and we have loyalty to people, places, and things. And then until we let that go, our blessings can't come in, because everybody can't go. Everything cannot go.
No room for the new blessings. On to all that old, you know what I mean? Gotta let it go. Man, gotta let it go. Well, we do appreciate you for stopping by. It was a pleasure to have you. We gotta get you back.
Have me invite me. Like, I was like, that's what's up.
yeah, for sure. We reaching out to everybody, man. Like I said, like, when we started it, I already had the vision for what we wanted to do. I already had the people that I wanted to get on here. You know what I'm saying? And we knocking them out. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely got to get you back on here for an update.
For sure.
Part 2.
Yes.
Michelle.
Yes. You know we gonna talk opportunities and numbers next time, because we're gonna inspire some people for real.
We're gonna talk numbers.
We're gonna talk everything, because it's coming. It's coming.
For sure, man. It's the Grind Club. We out.
See y'all.